Tristan Sipley has a zero-tolerance policy, Dennis Gallivan likens them to transistor radios of the 1950s, and Ken de Beauvois will confiscate and hand them to Homeland Security. They are the bane of classrooms everywhere. Electronic distractions. Students often multitask their way through a lecture, taking notes, checking Facebook, and reading news all simultaneously. It's led some professors like Raghu Parthasarathi to ban the electronic attention thieves.
And I never actually really thought much about laptops. Like when I was teaching courses like this last year, I allowed laptops when people had them in class. But what spurred me to actually think about this is actually students complained to me about other students using laptops. There have been studies done on like laptop usage in class and actually quantifying these things, that laptop usage doesn't just distract the person who's using the laptop, but there's actually good quantitative evidence that it distracts sort of a neighborhood around them. If it gets to the point, which it does, that other students are actually complaining about the people near them being a distraction, that's where you can't claim that it's just the student's own personal space that's being governed by these sorts of rules.
When I ask people to close their laptops, they start looking at one another and looking at me, and that eye contact really counts. It's part of the educational experience, it's part of the lesson in the classroom, and we lose that when we're all busy looking at a screen. I want people to be part of a learning community, and the laptop isolates people and connects them to the outside world. That's not where I want their minds when they're in my class. I'm absolutely pro-technology. I'm just anti-distraction.
I'm a horrible multitasker. So like, even when I'm at home, I'll have like my computer open and listening to music or something like that, and studying, and then I'll go, I wonder what this person is doing. And then I'll send instant message to someone, and then I'll be just completely distracted from classwork. Plus, a lot of times when I chat with people online when I'm at home, they'll be like, oh, I'm in class. I'm like, shouldn't you be paying attention? They're like, yeah, it's boring anyway. So
there was a girl that was sitting in front of me probably for most of the length of a 80-minute lecture. She was on shopping websites, like mostly Banana Republic website, clicking through the different pages of bras and like tank tops that she could buy, and she was just sitting right in the row in front of me, and I just couldn't stop looking over her shoulder and be like, does she want to buy that bra? This is horrible.
Yeah, it's really good you pointed that out, because it's very important to keep straight what we know, what we can figure out from what we know, and what we don't know.
Cohen supports technological aids outside the classroom, like Facebook for discussions. PowerPoint presentations have become a mainstay for most lectures, but technology is also helping students learn inside the classroom. Using iClickers to answer questions from their seats, students can engage with their peers in otherwise anonymous lectures. Matt Sellen helped develop the device.
The technology itself is very simple, and if you look at the clicker itself, it just has a few buttons on it, so that the student doesn't fuss with it. When you pick it up, you vote C, you put it down, you're done. And so the whole point of it is that the instructor has the students interact with each other. Some folks are advocating, instead of using simple little things like this, to use like iPhone applications where you can do the same thing, or to maybe vote using your computer and stuff like that, which I don't personally think is a good idea, because then you do have this whole distraction in front of you. If you're messing with your phone or your computer, then there's a whole other thing that takes you out of the class. No tool is going to make any class better all by itself. It takes the teacher who's doing the class to raise the level of the class.
While professors seek new ways to engage, it's up to the student to fight the temptations of information instant gratification. Parthasarathi sees hope.
I think there is actually a realization among a lot of students and people who are growing up in this very visual, I don't know what to call it, entertainment-rich age, that it's really easy to be distracted. It's something that one has to think sort of consciously about, because it can really distract how you're able to focus on various things and pay attention to things. So I think that's why I haven't gotten complaints about this.